Welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry, alongside head coach of UND Hockey, Brad Berry. I'm Greg Ankers. It was the end of a season-long homestand for North Dakota this past weekend as they played host to Colorado College. And coach, your team took on a much different look to it without the likes of Drake Kajula, Nick Schmaltz, and Chris Wilkie. Talk a little bit about the absence that those guys caused for your team.
Well, first of all, missing those guys in our lineup, that's a big part of our offensive component of our team. But I thought our guys did a great job. And again, it's that team first mentality, that next man up mentality that persevered through the weekend here. So again, it goes to the players that we have in our program. And
it enabled some guys to step in and contribute again, which we'll see in the highlights, and that's something that I think can't be overlooked here either, is that the team as a whole was forced to step up without those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I'm proud of our guys. Guys were given a little bit more of a role this weekend, considering, and they did a good job. And again, that's the beauty of North Dakota hockey, is it's a team first mentality, whatever it takes to win a game.
Friday night was certainly a roller coaster ride for fans and players and coaches alike. And you jumped out to an early start here, 3:36 into the first. Nice play here by Brock Besser. He had an opportunity to shoot, delays, passes it out to Gage Osmus, who shoots, and it's tipped in out in front by Rhett Gardner.
Yeah, you know what? I thought the play obviously was developed in the offensive zone. Great play by Brock getting it up to the top. And you know what? We practice that every day of getting great net front. And again, that goal wouldn't have been scored. Great shot by Gage Osmus, but great net front on the play.
5 minutes later, your team back on the attack on a power play, and some nice perimeter passing, setting up Luke Johnson for the one-timer.
Yeah, Luke obviously has a heavy, hard shot, and again, on the power play, it's great to have that shot-first mentality. And again, you see good net front by Oscar Poganski to disrupt the goaltender.
Johnson's sixth of the year makes it 2-0. Then less than a minute after that, Tyler Olson with a nice pass out front to Colton Sanderson, Mr. Goal Scorer all of a sudden, gets the goal here, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, you know what? That line has been doing very well over the last few games here. And again, really good play protecting pucks, and Trevor does a great job of getting it to Colton where he was open in the slot, and he buries it.
So less than 10 minutes in, that's the end of the night for Jacob Nahama in net for CC. They would put Tyler Marble in net, and 5.5 after that goal made it 3-0. Joel Janatuinen winning a race to the puck, leading to Austin Poganski feeding Luke Johnson for the goal, and it's 4-0.
Yeah, this play started in our end of the rink, breaking out of the puck, and we had good support coming across the ice, and we made 2 or 3 plays on it to get it to Luke, and again, it was a total team play getting it to making him scoring a goal.
Still in the first, here's the pivotal moment, I think, of the evening. Your team on a power play, but Keaton Thompson loses it, and Christian Heil skates in and scores shorthanded.
Absolutely turning point. Hockey's all about a game of momentum, and obviously we had the momentum early, and that play right there, turning the puck over on a power play, gave them momentum, and they came out hard in the second.
Yeah, they would carry this momentum. Midway through the period, it's 4-2 game at this point, and Hunter Feges is going to turn on one and score his 10th of the year, and all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game, and out goes Cam Johnson, in comes Matt Harinkyu. Your thoughts on that switch?
Well, you know what, I think first of all, I think Cam would admit, he's been strong all year, but he would admit that 1 or 2 of those he'd like to have back, and nothing against him, but I thought we needed a spark, and Matt Harinkyu has given us that spark this year.
Definitely so. In the third, game tied at 4. Feges winning the puck here, and something we've seen UND do a couple of times, a tic-tac-toe goal here as Feges' second makes it 5-4 CC. Then we move ahead to less than 2.5 to go, and you mentioned Matt Harinkyu stepping up, and he's going to come up and stop Sam Rothstein on a breakaway here again with 2.5 to play, and this preserving what would ultimately end up happening for your team later on.
Yeah, you know what, again, obviously a turnover at a critical time of the game, but Matt Harinkju's made big saves at big times this year to do good things, and no different there.
So here we go, less than 30 seconds to play. You have the extra attacker on. Great play by Troy Stetcher to keep it in the zone. Then later in this sequence, it's going to be Austin Poganski getting the initial shot, and Rhett Gardner cleaning it up to tie the game at 5.
Well, you know what? A lot of good plays there, starting with Troy Stetcher keeping the puck in, and then obviously protecting pucks. Besser getting it down below the goal line, Poganski getting it to the net, and then obviously with pressure, Rhett Gardner backhanding one into the net. So a lot of good plays there to preserve that.
This one goes to not 1 but 2 overtime, so we're 3-on-3 style here. Brock Besser, a funny bounce off the net. Marble makes the save there. Then later, Troy Stetcher is going to feed Bryn Chiswick on a breakaway, and a golden opportunity here to put the game away right here, but Chiswick does get denied on this play. Your thoughts on the 3-on-3 overtime? guys had some heavy legs at this point.
Yeah, they did. You know, that's a lot of hockey, 60 minutes and another 5 minutes and another 5 minutes. So it's a lot of hockey, but it's good for the team. I think team first mentality of deciding it then.
Easy question and answer. Who are you going to put out for your opportunity on the shootout here with Brock Besser scoring?
Such good hands and offensive ability. He makes no mistake on it, and a big part of the game.
Marblehead no chance on that one. Then at the other end, here's one last punctuation mark by Harinkyu as he stops Trey Bradley here to preserve the bonus point for your team as it is.
Yeah, he held his ground. He made him make the first move, and you know, Matt, yeah, I think he identified we won the game. I think on the bench we didn't get to that right away, but he knew we won the game right away after that save. It
goes in the books officially as a 5-5 tie, but you pick up 2 of a possible 3 points. 4 players with a multi-point night, Johnson and Gardner with 2 goals, Besser and Pagansky with 2 assists. But despite getting 2 points in this outcome, your team was still disappointed with their effort and the lead that they ultimately gave up.
Even though we got the points out of that, we're not happy with how it happened. I thought we had a real good first, and then we just kind of let the foot off the pedal, and they took it to us. You know, there's no quit in their locker room, and it definitely showed in the second 2 periods.
They continued to push, and they kept getting goals, and it kind of just made us, I think some of us went into panic mode, and I think we all just need to keep our composure and play 5 minutes at a time, play the hockey that we know, and hopefully get a win.
Start like we did today, which would be a huge start, but we just got to continue that throughout the whole 60. I thought today we had a good 20. The second 20 wasn't the best, and third period was kind of desperation, so we got to kind of carry that throughout the first period all the way to the end.
I don't think anyone takes any positives out of this game other than we didn't lose, but you know, we just got to come to the rink tomorrow with a mentality, and you know, like I said, we just got to put a full 60 minutes together, and you know, that's the bottom line.
Coach, obviously it felt almost in some ways like a loss given that you had a 4-goal lead. What was your ultimate reaction coming out of that? Was it just based on the performance more than the outcome?
Yeah, you know what, we talked about it after the game, how, you know, it wasn't good enough. You know, a 60-minute game, we have to play a 60-minute game, and we let off the gas a little bit. A lot had to do with how they came out, and we didn't. We turned pucks over and got away from our structure a little bit, the team structure. So we addressed it. I think it'll be good in the long run for us as far as how to handle a lead, and we got to make sure that we don't do that again.
Your team came out guns blazing right out of the gate. You know, we see 3-4 goals scored just like that. But when CC got that momentum, they held it for a long time. Why was it so difficult to get momentum back on your side?
Well, I think, you know, the game runs away from you sometimes when other teams get momentum, and you have to make sure that you try to find ways to get it back, and part of that was playing the right way, and I guess we turned pucks over too many times.
All right, the question going into Saturday, could North Dakota bounce back and close out a game against Colorado College? We'll take a look at Saturday night's highlights when Coach and I return.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and HotSpring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. Heading into Saturday night, North Dakota and Colorado College. North Dakota still with an opportunity to get 5 out of 6 points on the weekend. Coach, let's go to the highlights from Saturday night. And an easy decision, I imagine, to put Cam Johnson back between the pipes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Cam is the guy that we went to late in the year here, and he's been doing a very good job for us, so it wasn't very hard to go back to him.
Absolutely, and he would respond. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Let's start with Brock Besser. He came out and was a true leader for your team in the first. Didn't get any goals here, but some really nice work by number 16.
Yeah, he had a lot of energy coming out on Saturday night again. I thought, you know, you could see the pop in his game where forechecking and getting after loose pucks. He did a great job there, which led our team.
And Colton Sanderson, we talk about him. He's scoring goals in back-to-back games, and he was back at work in front of the net, and a real gritty effort from him on Saturday night.
Yeah, you know what? He's playing more consistently here, and obviously that's with more playing time. And again, you know, we need that from all different players.
A scoreless game after the first. Sanderson nearly getting the rebound goal there. Midway through the second, still no score up on the board. Mike Gornall, in just his second appearance of the season, will get his first career goal off of a shot by Christian Wolanin to make it 1-0 UND.
Yeah, I thought Christian did a great job of there getting the puck to the net. And again, once again, you see net front presence and things that we worked on, high tips.
And there was absolutely nobody around Gornall on that play either. It was surprising to me when I saw the replay that he was just all alone in front of Tyler Marble on that one, and it's a 1-0 lead. Just over a minute after that then, some nice work in the neutral zone, and Austin Paganski, no doubt about this one, didn't need a teammate to pass it to as he goes glove side for his 7th of the year.
Yeah, you know, you see that's indicative of Austin about putting the puck on his hip and taking it to the net. A big body like that's tough to defend, and he does that very well.
2-0 lead going into the third period, and a minute 26 in. Looking for some more jump from your team. You would get it on a nice 2-on-1 opportunity here. Luke Johnson's going to feed Bryn Chiswick as your team grabs a 3-0 lead.
You know, a really good job pushing the pace across the ice, and you know that's not an easy puck to handle for Chiswick, and he makes no mistake to bury it.
It looked textbook. Would you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, from the breakout to the entry to the 2-on-1 pass across, and then obviously to finishing the play, it was perfect execution.
Chiswick's 9th of the year gives you the 3-0 lead. 4.5 minutes after that, Chiswick with the shot on net here, bouncing right to Rhett Gardner, who is fresh from the penalty box.
Yeah, you know what, and that's a case of point of shoot for opportunity, meaning that if you don't have a clear shot, put it to an area where a goalie has to kick a rebound out, and Rhett Gardner makes, again, no mistake in burying it.
Gardner with his 8th of the year, giving the Fighting Hawks a 4-0 advantage. Midway through the third, we pick it up now, and a delayed penalty coming here against Gage Osmus leads to Colorado College getting on the board.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I think we let them get the shot to the net. Obviously, not getting the shooting lane, but you know, they found a way to get in the back of the net to get a goal for them, and then we had to kill off a 5-minute penalty right after that.
A ton of traffic for Cam on that one. I don't think you can fault him on that one at all. It's a 4-1 game then at that point, and you mentioned the 5-minute major penalty to Gage Osmus, but Cam Johnson stepping up to the challenge.
Yeah, that's Cam Johnson right there, making big saves, quick feet. You can see the battle on the puck. He never gives up on the play.
Yeah, he's going to make a nice one-timer save here. They would review this one, but clearly the puck did not go in the net, so it stays a 4-1 game at that point. Then still on the kill on the major penalty here, Colorado College goes with the extra attacker, so it's a 6-on-4 situation, but Johnny Simonson creating the turnover, leading to Gardner's empty netter.
Yep, good pressure by Johnny in the neutral zone, making them turn the puck over, and Rhett puts it in for the empty netter, 2nd of the night.
Capping a really nice weekend for number 22. Gardner capping it with his 9th goal of the season as UND goes on to win 5-1. Bryn Chiswick with a goal and 2 assists, and Cam Johnson with 18 saves in this one. And following the game, your players a lot more positive about the 60 minutes that they put in on Saturday night versus the 70 that they played on Friday.
I thought we played a little bit more of a complete game. Yesterday we had a lot of highs and lows, some really amazing parts and some horrible parts. And we talked about if we want to win that championship in that single elimination NCAA tournament, you can't have an off night like that. So I thought today maybe we weren't amazing in any areas, but we were pretty good for 60 minutes.
I think we just came with the mentality that we weren't going to take no for an answer. And we took a while to get a couple goals. Like last time we had the quick ones, but tonight we just came right away and took it to them, and we just stuck to it, and we finally got something going.
I just try to keep my game simple, hope for the best, try to capitalize on any scoring chance I get, and luckily I was able to do that tonight.
Coach, your impressions of your team bouncing back from the loss of the lead that they had on Friday night, but coming away with a 5-1 win on Saturday.
Yeah, again, a great bounce back for the 2nd week in a row, and that's great to see from a team. Obviously, I think there was a little bit of learning that was done this past weekend, and it's great to see. And again, that's part of building a team for the postseason.
And your team puts 10 goals up on the scoreboard over the course of the weekend, despite not having your 2 top scorers on the team. That has to bode well for this group going forward.
Yeah, that's another part of growing, giving opportunity to other players to get some offensive ability and to finish some plays to score some goals, and that's going to become key when the other guys come back, that there's going to be other scorers in our lineup.
What are you seeing out of Rhett Gardner these days? He has put together a couple really nice weekends for your team.
A young man that's growing on and off the ice, that's getting better and better every time he steps onto the ice, and again, that's what you like to see from a young player in your lineup.
And Luke Johnson also had a big weekend for you as well. He's stepping up as a leader in the absence of some of those other guys.
Yeah, I thought, Austin Paganski and him on that same line worked well together, 2 big bodies, and, we want to continue to see their growth too.
You get 5 points out of a possible 6 on the weekend. Not a bad way to go out. Coming up next, the coach and I are going to talk about 3 words that are key to UND's success this season. Net front presence. That's next.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and HotSpring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. It's a phrase you hear often as you watch UND hockey here on Midco Sports Network, net front presence. It's something that can lead to a lot of goals, and it has this year for North Dakota. 2 of the best, Rhett Gardner and Austin Paganski, break down the technique and the importance of net front presence.
How many times do we see number 22 in front of the opposing team's goaltender trying to take his eyes away? And there's a shot by Hayes Ausmus from the point, and he scores!
It's just positioning. I mean, you just got to stay in his eyes. It's tough to score in this league and tough to score in any league in college hockey. So the more we can get in the way of the goalie, the better. And just we got some good D-men. They know how to get shots through, and especially the forwards know how to get shots through traffic too. So just stay in the goalie's eyes and just try and get by him.
You want to be there. You want to get in front of the goalie's eyes, kind of act as big as possible. So the goalie has to look around you. And if he's looking around you one way, then if the guy has a clean lane, you can shoot it that way. Or sometimes the D will shoot for our sticks, and we can kind of tip it through our legs or around, so a different angle the goalie can't get to. So there's a lot of little things that we practice, and all guys practice it. It's not just me and Rhett or whoever, but it's a big thing. If you get people to the net, anything can happen. So it's a lot of goals are scored there in the NHL, and we're trying to get it into our game here in college.
Coach, it's something that we have seen create a lot of goals for your team this year. But I also see something that could be a fine line to walk, and that is shots not even getting through to the goaltender. How fine is that line between it being something that's successful and not?
Well, I think it's huge. First of all, the net front presence. You need guys in front of the net. Goalies are too good at this level that you can't score just one-on-one usually. You need that guy in front. The second thing is you got to get pucks to the net, and that's commanding it, your defenseman, to get it through, whether it's directly or indirectly down by the goal line. So it goes hand in hand. Is
getting somebody in front of the net, is that something that's a style you want this team to have, and that's why you emphasize it, or is it just simply based on the personnel?
No, we want everybody to do it. Obviously, we have a couple guys that do it all the time, but we want to make sure we have anybody that's down close to the goal line when a puck goes up to the top to get somebody there.
All right. It's certainly an effective tool that you have, and hopefully the success will continue to come as the season goes on, especially for those like Paganski and Gardner who are so effective at net front presence. We're back with more right after this.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and HotSpring Spas and Pool Tables too.
For the second straight week, UND earns Rookie of the Week honors from the NCHC. Freshman forward Rhett Gardner wins the award this time for his 4-goal and 1-assist performance in the series against Colorado College. He also finished 26-12 in the faceoff dot over the weekend. UND holds serve at number 2 in this week's USCHO.com poll, garnering 15 first-place votes. The club is also at number 3 in the pairwise heading to this weekend, trailing only NCHC foe St. Cloud State and Quinnipiac. And the club is 3 points back of the Huskies in the NCHC standings. St. Cloud State and North Dakota are tied for the nation's lead in wins with 20 each. And if you have questions for head coach Brad Berry, you can tweet them to the show using the hashtag AskCoachBerry, and we'll get his thoughts right here on the program. The coach and I return to preview this weekend's trip to Western Michigan next.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and HotSpring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back, Coach. How is your week looking going into Western Michigan? Is there any chance of Drake Kajula, Nick Schmaltz, or Chris Wilkie being back with you?
Well, first of all, if there's a chance and they're ready to go, absolutely, we'll put them into the lineup. But we want to make sure that we guard their welfare, short-term and long-term, before we make that decision. So, we'll go through the week of practice and see how they are.
All right, your first road trip in more than a month and a half. What is that going to be like for this group? Does it bring concerns to you? Is it something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, you know what, I think it'll be good for us. You know, we've been at home, which we love to be at home in front of our loyal and passionate fans, but I think it gives us a chance to get back on the road and bond a little bit as a group. And again, you know, when we get into postseason play, which we won't want to get ahead of ourselves, that's where we'll have to be later on. So we want to make sure that we are ready for that.
Does it create an opportunity for your leaders to kind of reemerge and to deliver a message to the younger guys that, you know, hey, this is a business trip, as you guys like to call it a lot of times?
Absolutely. You know what, it gets us drilled in and dialed in again as far as how we have to play and manage our game. And again, our leaders have done a great job this year of putting guys in the line and managing our team within the locker room.
Well, there's no shortage of familiarity between you and head coach Andy Murray on the other side of the bench that you'll face this weekend. What do you know that you're going to be in for against Western?
Hard team to play against. A big, physical, hard team to play against in a loud environment. Well-structured team, very good coach. They have a lot of good things going for them, and again, we'll have to be ready going into that environment.
All right, Coach. Good luck with your games in Kalamazoo this weekend. We'll recap them next week here on the show.
Thank you.
All right, and a reminder to all of you out there looking for the games this weekend, Midco Sports Network will have Game 2 on Saturday night, 7 o'clock the puck drops. That's on Midco Sports Network 2. Check your local listings for the channel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.